Hi, I'm Mia, and I brought Martina with me. I'm the coach, and she's the player, and we're gonna talk for like 15 minutes about values and sports and how it actually happens. My name is Mia, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm working with change management and the impact that core values has in companies and in sports. So I'm very happy and proud to be here today to talk to you as the coach for our national team in golf. That means that I have 10 of our best golfers in Sweden in my team, and one of them is Martina. I'm going to start talking, and then I'm going to let her tell her story. So why do I think values are so important? I think it is so important because it builds a common ground for a team. A common ground that is solid and outspoken. A solid ground where each individual can grow at its best, and together with the team, that we together know that we can do the best we can. And happily, my sport is golf, because the Golf Association, many years ago, we talked about what is the most important part, what's the most important task for us. Is it to learn children and young people to play golf, to hit a golf ball? Yeah, that's great, we said. But the most important thing for us, after have talked about it, is to give them good values on their life journey. So we decided to pick 4 words, four core words to build a fundament. And the words we have in the Golf Association is joy, solidarity, encouragement, and honesty. That's the words I have to bring to my coaching and to the team of the players. Why I think it's so important is because if we don't have the values, I'm coaching by the values all the time. If I don't do that, the energy for the players are leaking out. Because they have to think not about how to hit the ball the best way, they have to think about what is right and what is wrong. By talking about our core values, they know this is right for me, this is right for the team, and when we are out representing Sweden, they also think this is right for Sweden. When I'm out, people are asking me, so when are you doing this? When are you talking about the core values? When are you practicing it? Are you standing in a ring doing funny things, or what are you doing? And my answer to that is all the time. We're doing it all the time. We talk about it, we practice it all the time. And it's very important that I have done my homework too, because they look at what I'm doing, not just what I'm saying, right? I'm going to tell you a story. This was the last tournament, and every day we have a meeting. Me as the coach for Sweden and the coach for the other country that we are having the tournament against. We had this meeting with the tournament director because we had to tell him who's going to play together in my team and who are they going to meet in the other team. So we had this meeting, and after that we had this players meeting. And I told them that this is how you're going to play tomorrow. They were going to play a foursome. That means that they're going to play 2 and 2 in pairs. And I had decided that they were going to play Martina and the girls that was the oldest. They were going to play with the new girls, the youngest and the less experienced ones. So I told them, and I told them why I had picked them in those pairs. And I said, do you have any questions? No, they didn't. So I said goodnight and I went to bed. Then I woke up a couple of hours later, no, just 1 hour later, there was a knocking on my door. And I opened my door, and out there in the hallway, there were 3 girls. And these 3 girls were standing there, and they were so angry at me. I mean, angry, upset, but angry, because they said, Mia, we have talked about this. This is not okay. How did you pick this? How did you really think, Mia? And I was like, okay. I had 2 choices. I could say, I'm the coach, I decide, go to bed. But I had, don't know how that would have worked, but I was thinking about that. But I said, okay, come in. So we jumped up in my bed and we talked for hours. And we talked about what is joy, what is solidarity, what is encouragement for you as an individual, but also what is it for our team. And they said, oh, we're not sure if we're going to win this, but if I can play with the best player, I can assure you that we're going to win. Okay, we don't talk that much about winning. We're talking about the journey. We're talking about how do we do this in a joyful way. But after I have been talking about this for hours, they were happy and they said, okay, Mia, we're on. And do I have to tell you that they all won their matches, all of them, the next day. And one of the girls that was knocking on my door was Martina. She won. Okay, so tell them a bit of your story.
Well, I met Mia when I was 13 years old for the first time, and right now I'm 19 and I'm still learning life. I was introduced to these 4 core value words when I was 13 years old, and I couldn't care less. I had no idea what she was talking about, and I never understood the pure meaning of everything up until the last year, actually. And now I use it for everything: golf, school, my every life decisions, and I didn't really know that I learned so much from her and from those years when I played with her up until last year. The team that we played with won all 4 years that I played, and not to my surprise, not because we were the best players, but because we had the best values as a group and as people. And we knew as human beings how to react and how to handle situations than any other person. Because we know that whatever happened, we had these 4 words to fall back on. And everything I do nowadays always comes back to these 4 words, and to what I do and what I judge and what I decide to do with my life in any situation. And I know that if I can push my decisions through these words, then I know I'm good to go, kind of. I've just completed my first year in college. I go to a school in Los Angeles. And without these words, I would not have made it through this year, that's for sure. Because it's my base, and I always touch back on that. And for that, I am very thankful. I know that as a human being, we need values for everything, and without them, we're lost. That's what I've learned over the years. But as I said, when you're 13 years old, you don't care. And I wish I would have cared a little earlier, but whatever. Something for me that is very important is honesty, the last word actually. And there's so many decisions in my life that I always come back to that is just honesty, like questions like, am I really being honest to myself, or am I being honest to my fellow competitors, or am I being honest to the sport? And there's so many times that I not wanted to go to practice, but knowing that it's not honest to myself, it's not honest to the sport, and it's not honest to the journey that I'm trying to make, because I know that I have capacity for something, and to that I want to be honest. In all these words, what I've found out over the years, I'm still 19, but yeah, is that all these words actually means being humble to life, kind of. And I know that if I'm being humble to everything that I do, then I know that great things can happen in life. And there's actually a really funny story, not a funny story, but last year I played in the European Team Championship, and all my teammates were actually a part of Mia and her coaching a couple of years ago. And on the paper, we were by far the worst players at all. We were not the best players, but we knew that we could do it because we had a core value and we had bases that we could touch back to. And whatever we did, we had joy in everything. And even at the most important time, we could find something to make fun of or have fun to or anything like that. And we had great fellow teammates, and we had solidarity even when the person sucked. Which never happened, but sometimes we encouraged each other even at the best and at the worst. And we were able to stay honest to each other and to our teammates during the entire game. And we did win. We did win the tournament. But that's not really the important thing, because even before we even played, we knew that we already won, because we are by far the best people, and we are by far the best players, even though we're not the best players, but you kind of understand what I'm trying to say. But in my opinion, we were already winners from the beginning. So, thank you.
I have to wrap it up by a story. I've checked with Martina that this is okay that I'm telling this story, because she was 13 and she said, "Oh, I'm not sure that my brain was correctly developed by then." This was a story. This was your first tournament, right?
Yep.
And we had been talking about these words, and I thought she had embraced them. But we were out on the course, and Martina, she was on her 4th hole, and I got on my walkie-talkie, I got a call that said, "Please, as a coach of the Swedish team, go to hole 4 because Martina needs some assistance." So I went over there and I checked Martina. She has lost all 4 holes, so it did go so well with her game right there. And so I was curious what was happening. And when I came there, all the referees were there because Martina had called for them. And she said, "The girl that I'm meeting, she's cheating." And I thought, wow, this is brave. That was my right? She's 13, her first tournament, and she did this. And they were discussing this, and the girl from the other team, from Norway at the time, she said, "Oh, no, that's not true, I'm not doing that." And they were discussing this, and after a while, Martina said, "Okay, let's not discuss this anymore. We don't have time for that. So are we okay with that you're not going to do this? And this is the rules?" "Yeah," she said, "that's okay." And she wanted to take a step forward too. So this Elizabeth from Norway, she said, "Okay, and I promise not to do it anymore." Right? Yeah. And I was there as a coach, and I knew that Martina, she has lost all her 4 first holes, and she had done this. So I said, "Do you want me to walk with you for a while?" And she said, "Yeah, you can do that." And I said, "How are you feeling? I think this was great of you to make this decision." And she said, "Oh, it wasn't that hard because we were talking about honesty yesterday. And honesty is doing this. So that decision wasn't that hard." So, and then I said, "How are you feeling now?" "Oh, actually, you don't have to walk with me because I'm going to win this." And I was like, "Okay, you're going to win this?" "Yeah, I could tell." And she said, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because you sound so sure about it." And she said, "Yeah, I know it because I feel so great. I've done what's right for me and for the team. We've been talking about that, Mia. So I feel great. I'm going to win this." And the second thing is, I know how Elizabeth is feeling. Because everything is turning around inside her, she's not going to be able to play her best golf. Do I have to say how it ended? No. So, it starts inside of you, right?
Starts inside.
Yeah. So thank you for us, and yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.